When the Buddha was 80, he wanted to go and visit many places. He knew that his time of nirvana was close, so he enjoyed very much traveling and talking to people, including his disciples who live in many local communities. And about 3 months before his parinirvana, he used to talk to his disciples, especially monastic disciples, about the practice of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. And he also talked to them about taking refuge in the island of self. This is a very beautiful image of the practice. Every one of us has an island within. And there is peace, there is safety, there is love, there is happiness, there is a beauty in that island. And the practice is to go home to that island within ourselves. The island of peace, of mindfulness, of concentration, of insight. And in that island you encounter yourself, you encounter the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, you encounter your ancestors, you encounter the foundation of yourself. And this is the practice of plum village also. Because when we come to plum village, we are offered the practice of mindful breathing, practice of mindful walking and sitting, so that we can go home to ourselves, to the island of self. In our daily life, if we are not a practitioner, we live with the distraction. We do not have concentration because we don't practice mindfulness. That is why we are losing ourselves all the time. We are caught by ideas, by sound, by sight, by touch, by many things. We cannot be ourselves. We don't know that there is an island of self that is very safe, very peaceful, very stable inside. And since we live like that, always being pulled away by the past, by the future, by our projects, by our anxiety, our sorrow, our craving, we suffer. We want to reach out, we want to touch what is truly beautiful, solid, protecting, healing, but we cannot, because we are not ourselves. When you are not there, when you are not yourself, you cannot get in touch with anything at all. So the precondition for touching, for getting in touch, is to be yourself. And to be yourself is a practice. Going home to the island of self by the means of mindful breathing, the means of mindful walking. And you are truly home to yourself. And you are in a situation of getting in touch with everything, including the Buddha, including the Dharma and the Sangha. Suppose we feel a little bit lonely, a little bit empty within ourselves. And we have the tendency to reach out to a book, to read, or we have the tendency to turn on the television, or we have the tendency to take the car to go somewhere, or to telephone someone. And most of the time we don't succeed. So we try to reach out, to get in touch. But the contact is very artificial. we cannot get anything truly nourishing and healing and peaceful because we are not ourselves yet. And then there is that feeling that if we don't reach out to the world outside, we will have to encounter something inside that is not very peaceful, that is not very pleasant. Inside of us there is the energies of fear, of anger, of loneliness, of despair, and I don't want to get in touch with this. And that is another reason for us not to be willing to go home to ourselves. That is a reason why we try always to reach out, in order to not to have to go home to ourselves. In your home, you may have there is the living room where you may put you may have your television set and your telephone. The television and the telephone are means for you to reach out. Reach out in order not to have to be yourself. Every time you feel empty, you feel lonely, you feel not very peaceful, you use your television set or your telephone in order to escape from that feeling of loneliness, emptiness, and so on. When you enter a house that is cold, you think of turning on the heater. And half an hour after the heater is turned on, the cold air in the room will become warm because the heater generates the warm air. The warm air will embrace the cold air. The warm air is not trying to fight, to chase away the cold air. The warm air just come and embrace the cold air. And after half an hour, it's warm inside the house. The practice of going home to yourself is like that. Maybe in the beginning there was a feeling of emptiness, loneliness. But if you continue to turn on, if you know how to turn on the radiator, the heating of mindfulness, then the energy of mindfulness will help embrace and transform the feeling of loneliness, of sadness. And 15 minutes later, you feel much better within yourself. You know that autumn is beautiful. The leaves are colorful. The grass is still green and it's not so cold. And you may like to practice walking meditation outside. And every step you make brings you home to yourself. Every step. And for those of us who are used to the practice, the first step already can bring you home. The first step, the very first step can already bring you home and make you feel at home, cozy, protected. Because the first step is already a manifestation of mindfulness, of awareness, of enlightenment. And as you make one step, two steps, three steps, you feel that the situation has changed completely. You You are now enjoying every step you make. And these steps are nourishing, healing, protecting. You are truly taking care, taking refuge in the best thing in the world, taking refuge in Buddha, in yourself, taking refuge in the Dharma and the Sangha.